All right, everyone. Welcome back to the Meet Us in the Ring podcast. Sorry we took last week off. It was my 30th birthday. So, I was out celebrating. So, sorry we couldn't do the podcast to do predictions for Survivor Series. But we are here for Survivor Series War Games review. Maddie, how are we feeling today?
My eyes would do. She's going to get so annoyed with me.
We'll talk about that later.
We're going match by match, I assume.
But yeah, how did you feel about the pay-per-view as a whole, though?
It was awesome. It was freaking awesome. I loved it. I had a really good time. Definitely one of Triple H's best, in my opinion.
Yeah, I had a good time too.
Yoda!
By the way, guys, Yoda is probably going to be in the podcast today. Because I am at home. I am at home alone, so I can't trap him in my room like I normally do. Yeah. So our special guest is here, and he'll probably be jumping around. No, he is not. He was excited for Randy, though.
Okay, period. As he should be.
All right, so let's start with
right into it.
The women's War Games. Yeah, we'll start with the women's War Games, which opened up the show. I just put Damage Control versus Team Bianca because they didn't really have a name for their team, and yeah, I mean Bianca was kind of like the central figure in that part of the storyline. So we'll just go with that. But how did you feel about this match?
I'm sorry. I know this might piss some people off, but this was the best match of the card. They did way better than the men's War Games. I'm sorry. The women outdid the men this year in terms of War Games. Pulled out all. There was almost no botches in this match. I'm sorry, but obviously a few things are gonna go wrong in War Games, and that's fine. It is what it is, but. This match was amazing from start to finish, killer. In my opinion, Bayley was the clear MVP. As much as I want to say it was Bianca, I think we should give it to Bayley. She did so good. She did so good. Charlotte with that moonsault off the top.
Agreed.
Bianca just with the double braids and the KOD and the fire extinguisher. It was just amazing from start to finish. I loved it so much. I think all the ladies in this match did a really good job. And I think it was the best match of the night, period.
Well, I don't necessarily think it was the best match of the night, but I do think that they did a fantastic job. If we would have done a predictions video, I would have predicted that Damage Control was going to win because I really thought that they were going to.
Yeah.
With Kyrie coming back, and they just seemed so strong. So I was really hoping for a Damage Control victory, but, it wasn't in the cards. I was Delulu, I guess. But I agree. I think the women did really good. And the botches that were done were by Shotzi.
Where? Because I didn't see any botches.
Sorry, not her. Sorry, girl.
Where?
Her jump through the ropes botched.
Ow,
no, she botched that. She botched the move where she had jumped off the ropes backwards to do whatever the move was to Becky. I'm sorry, every botch was Shotzi, and she did not deserve to be on this caliber of team with Bianca, Charlotte, and Becky, even though we both don't really care for Becky that much. Shotzi was the odd person out. She did not match the caliber of that team, and so she was the weakest link.
I disagree.
And that's just how I feel.
Yeah, I mean, I disagree. I'm glad she was in the match because of the whole, mini feud that she kind of had with Bayley with the hair. I thought that I don't know what the move is called, but when she jumped off the chair and the senton into Bayley's back, I was really worried that she was gonna mess that up. She did not. She ate. And I think she did a good job. And I was really annoyed with everybody kind of. I get that her promo on SmackDown, it was a little corny, it was a little camp. But, y'all want to really focus on that, but not say anything about Becky's little Dr. Seuss moment in NXT. Don't think I forgot about that. So, Not too much on Shotzi because she did her part. And if we want to talk about botches, we could talk about that little manhandle slam botch into the table, okay? Of which Becky got the pin, which she should not have gotten the pin. I don't know why she did. It should have been Bianca. She's the team captain. There's no reason Bianca should not have gotten the pin. But as far as standouts on the team, I think the best from Damage Control was Bayley. And I think the best from Team Bianca, maybe Charlotte, because that moonsault off the top was badass. And I was very excited to see Charlotte in a War Games match, and she did the thing. Oh, can we talk about Becky's gear? Because, girl, what the hell? What are you doing?
Okay. I kind of wish that I would do, like, live. I wish I would do live streams of when I'm watching the pay-per-views, because, like, my commentary just cracks up my husband, because, like, I was just so furious at the fact that she didn't wear pink with everybody else. Like,
she wore this,
girl, are you so fucking special that you don't have to wear pink? Like, everybody else wore it. Even Shotzi wore pink, which is not really, like, her style.
Yeah.
I did like her jacket. That was nice. But, like, and then Becky walked out and she didn't have a single thing of pink. I was like, girl, whatever, bye.
With this ugly-ass black bodysuit that she's been wearing since WrestleMania last year. Like, be for real.
Like, did her ring gear not come in on time, or she just didn't care to match everybody else?
Girlie should have raided her husband's closet, because
truly get his, like, pink boa thing.
Yeah, I mean, I love the Charlotte reuniting. That was so cool. I legitimately thought they were about to start punching each other, but when they hugged, I was like, oh my god, this is so cute. Io didn't do a moonsault when she was in the
Io's
trash
moonsault. Oh my gosh.
She just jumped off the top.
Well, yeah, she just jumped. But still, that part, Io is so, like, top tier performer.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Like, she does things that other people wouldn't even think to do, and she does it so effortlessly.
I disagree.
Last week in Wrestling Podcast, Damage Control should have won. They had more to lose than Bianca and her team. Plus, how do you have Kyrie lose at a big pay-per-view in their return? Exactly. That's how I feel. I
completely disagree. Roman Reigns fans always want to say, it's part of long-term storytelling. Well, so is this. This is leading to Bayley getting kicked. Obviously, Bayley took the pin. They did a little backstage thing where she's like, I don't know where my teammates are. This is long-term storytelling. Damage Control lost. Bayley's going to get booted. And we're going to get one of the most amazing women's feuds that we've had. So,
but Bayley pushed Kyrie out of the way of getting hit by Charlotte. So it's like... So I don't know. She saved her in that moment. So I don't know. I don't know where we're going to go. I like the group as a whole. I mean, I don't think they need to kick out Bayley. I don't see the point. Especially with Dakota not being able to do anything right now. I don't know. It just seems premature.
I'm excited for this Bayley face turn. I think it's going to be good for business.
Yeah. Overall, I think this match was very good. And yeah, those top of the cage spots with both Io and Charlotte had me panicking, and, like, had me sweating and stressing. And I mean, I'm just glad that everybody was safe overall.
I remember when Io did that exact same spot. To anyone who doesn't know, Io did that exact same spot with the trash can in 2019 NXT War Games. So it was cool to see her bring that out for main roster for the audience who hasn't seen that yet. That was pretty cool.
Like, the blind faith that you have to have in these women that they're going to catch you and that you're going to be okay. Like, I just don't know if I ever could. No. I don't know.
That fire extinguisher to Asuka, too, was hysterical. Bianca was so tired of that miss. She's like, girl, shut up with your miss. That's mother. We stand.
Well, I give this match probably... I would say like a 8.5 out of 10. I think it could have been a little bit longer and just, like, turned up just a little bit more, but
yeah, it was good though.
Solid 8.5.
Yeah.
Next match, Dark Horse. Let's talk about honestly,
let's talk about it.
Let's talk about it, because Gunther versus The Miz was fire.
It was
And
so good.
if anybody is still sleeping on the Miz, then I can't trust you,
Wake up.
because the Miz is so good no matter
Mhm.
what. Any role you put him in, like Triple H said on the press conference, like any role you put the Miz in to be, he can execute. You want him to be
Yeah.
the comedy, the comedic relief, he can do that. You want him to be the athlete, he can do that. You want him to
Mhm.
be serious, he can do that. Like the Miz, for some reason, is still so underrated. And after this match, you cannot say that he does not deserve to be where he is. Like that match with
Yeah.
Gunther was so good. And maybe I'm overhyping it, but I really enjoyed that match.
No, it was really good. And even Gunther in the press conference, he was like, I told Miz last week he doesn't belong in a ring, and this week and today he
Mm-hmm.
proved that he does. Um,
He said, but
and it
just
was
not with
just,
me.
yeah, I loved that. I mean, period, Gunther, period. It was such a good match from start. I love the fact that, shout out to Chicago for showing Miz some love, because I have not seen a
Mm-hmm.
crowd be that hyped for Miz in a very long time, and it was really
Yeah.
heartwarming to see that he deserves that kind of
Yeah.
reception from the crowd. I didn't love the tap out finish. I feel like
No,
we
that was
we
very
could have
strange.
done a pinfall instead. But that's classic Miz, putting over talent, and I have so much respect for that. So this was a great match. I think the right
Period.
winner. I was kind of rooting for Miz, but right winner. I don't think it was time for Gunther to lose. Gunther
Mm-hmm.
again proving what an amazing champion he is. This was just an overall great match. I was very sad. I was satisfied with the end, although I didn't love the tap out. We still got a great
Yeah.
performance from Miz, and yeah, it was good.
The tap out seemed rushed, like maybe they were running out of time. I don't know, but
It was weird. It was weird.
yeah, it was strange. But yeah, Miz is just so good at putting people over, and like the
Yes.
way that boy was kicking high, let me tell you. The fact that he was
Mm-hmm.
reaching Gunther's face with his foot, I'm like, okay, flexibility.
Certified future Hall of Famer. Like Gunther said, future Hall of
Oh,
Famer
for sure.
guarantee. Yeah, as he should be.
Yeah, first ballot, like it has to be.
Yeah.
The Miz is such an icon, and I believe he will be IC champ again someday.
I hope so. He deserves it. I want to see a world
Agreed.
championship run, but we'll get there. One more.
Yeah.
Give me one more.
Yeah. Moving into a match that I didn't even know what was happening because I didn't get a chance to watch SmackDown before the pay-per-view
You mean?
yesterday.
Okay.
Santos
Yeah.
Escobar versus Dragon Lee.
I mean,
Why?
I honestly thought
Why
this was
was
going to be on the kickoff.
Me too. When I saw
Yeah.
on the pre-show that this was going to be a match, I was like, "Oh, okay, they're probably going to do it on pre-show." But then I
Yeah.
saw that it wasn't, and then it was on the main show, and I didn't understand why.
I didn't get it either,
it just
but I mean, whatever.
seemed very rushed, and I was very surprised at Santos winning because they have been pushing Dragon Lee so hard, saying he's the future of Lucha Libre, and like putting him in all these matches where he's winning, and then he loses to Santos.
I mean, I
get it. They're trying to build him, but
I was surprised too. But I think it was a good move having Santos win, because you can't have him turn heel and then immediately lose. I think like Dragon Lee, this he could take a loss. He's new to the main roster. For anyone who hasn't seen him in NXT and outside WWE, obviously you have to know by now how fantastic he is and what a future he has here in the WWE. I did notice that when Santos won, they started playing Legado del Fantasma's music. So
I didn't notice that.
I did. I know that there's a lot of rumors that he's going to team up with Angel, and I don't want to. I know the other guy's name. I just don't want to butcher the pronunciation, so I'm not going to.
Humberto?
Yes. Thank you, Barry. Hopefully, we can see Elektra Lopez come back up, because she kind of got kicked out for Zelina. So we're gonna get a new little faction, and I'm excited. I don't know if anyone else noticed that, but they did play that music at the end, so that was pretty cool. This was a fine match. It was a little short, but yeah, it was pretty good.
It was kind of short, but it was very good. Obviously they're both really good, like lucha style wrestlers, and so it was very, very high energy. But I didn't know that it was rumored that he'd be teaming up with Angel and Humberto. But I love that, because I don't know if you remember, like months ago, I had mentioned that that they deserved justice.
Yeah.
What was their tag team name? I can't even remember.
What? Like I don't. No, because you did say this.
Guys,
Shit.
someone help us in the comments.
It's on the tip of my tongue, bro.
That's what it was. Los Lotarios.
Los Lotarios.
That's what they were.
Yes.
Okay.
Should have gotten that match.
Yes, I remember I said justice for Los Lotarios because I wanted I wanted better for them. So
yeah,
if
funny as shit.
that is
like,
yeah, so now if it's them teaming up with Santos, I'm cool with it. I think that's
that's
really cool.
In NXT, so I'm curious to see how they'll
transition
back up to the I'm curious to see how they'll transition back up to the main roster, but I'm excited.
Mm-hmm. I mean, they don't really need like a transition. I mean, Dragon Lee just like randomly showed up and then stayed.
Yeah, they don't even seem to be trying with the transitions. They're just like, hey, whatever, we're here. So, but yeah, this is a good match.
But
solid.
Yeah. We forgot to rate the Gunther and Miz match, but I probably would have given that also like an 8 out of 10.
7.5 out of 10.
And then this match I give it like
6.57.
I was gonna say 6.5. I just feel like it needed to be a little bit longer, and they needed to be able to show more.
Yeah,
was the length.
Yeah, but the crowd seemed into it, and I was happy about that. So.
Yes, I will say this crowd was very good. I will give them their applause. They were a very good crowd, and I wouldn't go that far. No, I'm just kidding. But I did appreciate their noise.
Yes, especially.
Speaking of, for this next one,
doo-doo.
Oh my gosh, those
match.
mommy.
I'm sorry.
Those mommy chants, though.
Oh yeah.
I don't think it was bad at all.
Worst match of the night. I'm so sorry. But what the hell was this?
Well, no, I don't think this was the worst match of the night.
Chat. Nas, I know you're in chat. Agree with me here, because what the hell was this? What the hell was this? This was less than 10 minutes. You made Zoe Stark look like a fool. And
no, I thought she looked strong.
Mary.
There were several times where they made her look strong.
Mary.
What?
Be for real, because we know how amazing Zoe is, and we know how good Rhea is in the ring. So why are we not giving them time? Why are we having?
I mean, I think that's because of. I think that's because the war games take so freaking long. They take like over an hour each. So I think that's where the issue lies. I think we could have went without the Santos and Dragon Lee match, and Rhea and Zoe could have had more time.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then Rhea and Zoe could have had more time, and Gunther and Miz could have had more time.
Yeah,
and
it wasn't. Like,
it only would have been.
I'm sorry.
Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
I was just gonna say it wasn't bad, like in the sense that there were botches, because there wasn't. I will say I don't feel like Rhea was selling enough for Zoe, which is really weird because Rhea's a really good seller. There was one where Rhea did like a DDT, Zoe did a DDT to Rhea, and she just kind of like got up right after, like, come on, girl, what are you doing? I get that you're mommy and, you know, this is your division, despite you not participating with the fucking division half the time. But I love Rhea, not too much on Rhea. I'm just frustrated with her booking because, again, we know how good she is in the ring. Is she one of the best? No, not really, but she can still go. So why are we not giving her a reign full of title defenses? And it's weird to me. It's really, really weird. Because when Becky was champion, she was constantly defending. Bianca's champion, constantly defending. Io, like, I just don't get it.
I mean,
it's weird.
I agree with you in that sense, and I've said it before, but I feel like Rhea's title reign gets lost in all of the Judgment Day stuff, but she cannot be on her own right now because the Judgment Day stuff is so good. But I feel like her title reign gets a little lost. But I think this match was really good. I thought they both looked strong. There was a part where Zoe didn't sell something that Rhea did. It was something off the ropes, and I don't remember what exactly it was. But Zoe like no sold it, and then went and like then tried to pin Rhea. I was like, what just happened here? Like, how did she just like no sell this? But I liked this match. I think they definitely needed more time. Because the women always deserve time, in my opinion, because they don't get it. So I think Santos and Dragon Lee could have been taken off the card or put in pre-show, and this should have gotten more time. Gunther and Miz should have got a little bit more time, and then everything would have been right with the worlds. And yes, there only would have been 4 matches on the card, but who cares? Because the Survivor Series matches are an hour long.
So.
Yeah. So I think that would have been fine.
It's also possible that, maybe Zoe and Rhea just, because I feel like we haven't really seen them wrestle one-on-one a lot. Maybe they just don't have great chemistry, and that's okay. Mm-hmm. Like, sometimes wrestlers who are really, really good, they just don't click very well. For example, Charlotte and Kyrie, every time they wrestle, it's a freaking disaster. But, sometimes they just don't click well. I think maybe that's what happened here. Or they just haven't had a lot of experience kind of getting to know each other's styles. Mm-hmm. The Riptide for me, just kind of came out of nowhere. Even in my video, I was like, really? That was it? That's it? I just feel like Zoe didn't get enough of a showcase that I really wanted her to get. And that was disappointing. So,
I mean, I think that they showed her having that strength and that she can be top tier. And I think that's kind of what the goal was, is just to kind of show that she could hang with, with the best. And I think that she can. And I think she will definitely get there to where she's at the top.
I hope so.
I wasn't really sure when she was in NXT because it just seemed like, I don't know, it just seemed like NXT was going in a direction of only having really pretty conventional NXT champions, and I feel like Zoe doesn't really fit that mold. Just like Rhea didn't really fit
fine as hell. I don't know what you're talking about.
But she's not conventionally attractive like Tiffany Stratton or like Mandy Rose. You know what I mean? That's I feel like that was kind of the image that they were wanting, and I just feel like she didn't really fit that. So I didn't see a lot of her. So then I didn't know how she was going to do in the main roster. But I think she's really good, and I think she can be top tier.
Definitely was not showcased enough in NXT as she should be. So,
yeah,
I miss Mandy Rose,
but I give this 7, no, maybe 6 out of 10 because I didn't get enough time.
It's gonna be a 4 for me.
That is disrespectful to mommy.
Well, maybe mommy should defend the damn title more. Maybe
send back all your Judgment Day shirts.
Ass. And go to the women's division. Because, girl.
No, you need to send all your t-shirts back.
Oh, no, I'm keeping my Judgment Day shirts. By the way, really quick, when Rhea I know we'll get to the men's War Games match, but when Rhea came out, did you see Dom go, Mommy?
No, I didn't see that. Oh my gosh, I'll have to go back and watch it. That's funny.
You have to go back. That was so funny. He's like, Mommy! It's like
Dom is just so good.
Me seeing after not seeing my mom after 5 years. That's how he acted. It was great.
Well, we'll move on to the men's War Games match, and I have a specific section for the returns that happened, so we'll talk about that in a minute. But I just want to talk about the actual War Games match itself before the returns. So obviously, there's still that tension
Team
with Drew
Uzi,
and
girl.
Girl, what else was I going to talk? No, okay, but let's be real. They were all calling each other Oos. They were even Seth was saying Oos. Sammy was saying it. They were Team Uzi. Okay, that's what I decided to call them.
Uzi juicy.
I should have addressed that, but it was Judgment Day versus Team Uzi. That's just what they were.
Fair enough. I'll take it.
But there's still that tension between Drew McIntyre and Damian Priest, so I feel like that's going to be a feud going forward. Obviously, there was a lot of, trouble because Randy wasn't showing up. They didn't know if he was going to show up, so it was kind of just that 5-on-4 type of thing. I thought it was really interesting that Finn started. I thought that that they were going to send JD first to start. I don't know why. I just thought they were going to send him out first. Oh, okay.
Damian was like, I'm the leader here, so I thought he was going to go first, but...
Yeah, well, I thought he was going to go last because of that reason, how Roman went
didn't
last.
They have Seth start? Oh, wait, for Seth's team. Yeah, they had Seth start for his team, sorry.
Yeah, Seth started, and and Finn started, which was cool. I enjoyed it.
Yeah.
And then I just thought it was hilarious how Dom came in last for Team
Boo!
Judgment Day. Like, they had to have done that on purpose because they knew it'd be hilarious. Like,
They
because if
saved the
not,
best
then
for
that's just.
last. No.
But that crowd, as soon as Dom was about to come out, they were
They
already
hated him.
booing. Like, it's just so funny. And I thought it was really cool with Jay getting on top of the cage and
Yes.
everybody was rocking with him. I thought that was really cool. Um,
Very cool.
Recently, I saw, or someone told me that like he had did like a solo meet and greet, and he thought that nobody like was gonna come because it was just him and like not him and
Aww.
Jimmy. And I'm like, that's so like sad.
I
And
would
so
go.
he's just like really, well, he's just like really happy that a lot of people showed up, and he's a lot like happy that he's so over right now with the fans and that they're all like
Yeah.
enjoying his single run.
That's
Like when
so
I heard
sad.
that, I wanted to
That hurts
cry because
me.
I mean
Yay!
it makes
My dog.
sense when it makes sense when like you're in a tag team for your whole entire career and now you're by
Mhm.
yourself and you're like, well, are people going to
It's just
come
me.
just to see me? So it's really nice to see that everybody's rocking with him. And
Oh yeah.
truly, I think Cody mentioned it on the press conference. This is like the most babyface like over people that we've seen in a long time, where there's
Mhm.
multiple baby faces who are all over at the same time. So
Yeah.
that's like really rare, you know. Usually it's just like that
Yeah.
one top baby face and everybody else is kind of just in the middle. But there's a lot of top stars right now, and that's really cool. And this
Quite
match
a few.
was
Yeah.
very good. I thoroughly enjoyed it.
Not as good as the women's though. Let's not lie here.
I just think, like, I don't know why, but I always just expect the men to be more extreme and more like
Yeah.
war. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I
Like,
mean, this match in no way was bad. Like, I'm definitely not
no.
saying that. But when it comes to I guess using weapons, like the style
Mm-hmm.
of wrestling, I think we have to say the women did better this year. And, you know, that's not a bad thing. They just did a better job. I
I
know
mean, I
people
think
will
they
probably
had more
say,
to prove.
yeah, I think the men did better in terms of like shock factor because obviously you had Randy come back, which we'll get to.
Mm-hmm.
But you know, in terms of the actual like match, the women did better, and that was, you know, I love to see that. Who do you think was the MVP of the men's match for both teams? Because I was struggling
I
with
would
this.
say, I would say for the men's team, I would say Seth. I
Agree.
think he was the MVP of that team. And then
Yep.
for Judgment Day,
I would say Damian.
honestly, oh, okay. I mean, that's fair. I was gonna say JD just because he took a lot
Yeah,
of stuff.
he took a lot of bumps.
And
That poor man.
yeah, and so I just feel like he was a real one for that, you know?
Period.
And then the fake out with the cash in. I mean, I really didn't think that he was gonna cash in. I was like, this ain't happening right now. But like,
Yeah,
and I just
it was
feel
a
I feel
really
like they need
weird
to.
way to bring Randy
Well, I
out,
just
in
feel
my
like they
opinion.
need to stop doing it right now because now we know at like every pay per view he's gonna cash in,
Yeah,
you know, and
I
they
was
just
just
like
wondering,
keep
like,
doing it.
how would that work? Because you have Cody in there, you have Jay, you have Sammy. Obviously, one of them is gonna get up and try to stop the cashing in. So it was kind of weird. I thought it was a strange way to
Yeah,
bring out Randy, but I mean, I was okay with it. Whatever. Randy's back. Fuck yeah.
yeah. Well, we can move into that with Randy Orton and unfortunately CM Punk's return.
Well, let's talk about
We'll
Randy
start with
first.
well, yeah,
Yeah.
we'll start with Randy. Obviously, I was so excited for this. I really didn't think it was gonna happen. Like people have been telling me for like 2 weeks, and I'm like, I really don't think he's coming back, guys. Like I just didn't want to get my hopes up and then be disappointed. But I am so happy that he's back. He looks incredible.
He's a
Like
beefcake.
I don't know how this always happens. Like people will like get injured and then they'll come back and they're like even buffer. And I'm like,
He
how
looks
how did
amazing.
you
He
do
looks like
that?
10 years younger. He
Dude,
looks
he just looked
incredible. I was a
yeah.
little worried that he wasn't going to come back because they had a few like promotional posters where they had LA Knight in as the 5th team member, which was weird. But
What
I
the
also
heck?
was like, they can't just promote the shit out of Randy and then not have him come back. That would be so bad for business. So I'm really glad. I think the
Well,
way
and
Triple
I
H did
knew
it was really, really good.
yeah. I mean in day of like during the pay-per-view, I knew he was coming because they already put his
Yeah,
merch on WWE Shop. So I'm like,
yeah, they
there's no
did.
way he's not going to be here. They're literally already promoting the merch. So it's like,
It's crazy.
but
Which I have to
I was so
buy.
excited. I was like a giddy little schoolgirl when he came
I
out.
mean, yeah, I cried. Y'all already know I was crying like a little bitch. So, and I'm not ashamed
And
of
that's
it. Like
okay.
fragile men
Yeah.
commenting on my. Why are you crying? It's because that's my childhood hero, and I will cry if I want to. The hell, weird.
Happy to see Randy. He looks amazing. Hope that he stays healthy. He looks so happy to be back. He really did. He really did look really happy to be back. And we're all happy that he's back. And then it got ruined by
Look in
CM Punk's return.
my eyes, what do you see? Pepsi
Guys,
fills
like
in WWE.
Maddie, I want you to know like how physically
Whoa,
upset
what the
I
fuck is
was.
going on? What's going on? Why are there
What did you do?
Didn't do anything.
What
What
did
the
you
hell was that? What the hell just happened?
What did you do?
I didn't touch anything. The gods of CM Punk just did that.
They heard
That was
you
really
singing
weird.
and you just got some fireworks for some
Did
reason.
somebody in the comments do something?
What on
That
earth?
was really weird. Let me try that again.
I don't.
Pepsi fills in WWE.
Ruined. Absolute terrible decision. Period.
No, that's a stupid comment. I'm sorry.
No, so I decided to watch Triple H's press conference because I was like, all right, I want to see what he has to say. He didn't really say much. He said a lot of words and didn't really say a lot. And basically it was just like, if this is gonna make us money, then cool. It's like,
I mean, that's why do you think they brought Logan Paul in? Like,
I know, it's just so irritating. Like you saw Seth's face, and like some people obviously say it's a work, some people say that it's real. Who knows?
probably
But
a bit of both.
the fact that Michael Cole was holding him back though, like I don't know. I feel like if it was a work, then it would have just been like refs or like security guards, whatever. Like why would Michael Cole get up and be doing that? You know what I mean? Like I don't know.
Well, let me
I don't
give
know.
a perspective from someone who's actually happy that CM Punk is back. I think this is going to be so good for business. Punk went from being in AEW under very, very, very unprofessional leadership, working with very unprofessional wrestlers. I'm looking at you, young bucks.
He was professional.
I agree. However, when you're working with children, like the Young Bucks, not Kenny Omega. We don't talk shit about Kenny Omega. He can't work with others. I don't see him staying. Well, that's the thing. Again, when AEW is very very unprofessional leadership, Tony Khan every single night. So when it comes to WWE and you have big dogs like Triple H, you got Vince McMahon, you got big guns backstage like Roman Reigns and Randy Orton. That shit's not gonna fly. They're not gonna put up with that. They're gonna be able to keep him under Reigns because they have some of the best and most professional wrestlers in the world. AEW does not. They do have some very professional wrestlers, but they have a very unprofessional leader and they have very unprofessional workers there. I think Punk, yes, I think he's a bit hypocritical. Yeah, of course, but like you're going to go where the money is, of course. So I'm trying to look at this as a good thing. The same way people are like, well, Maddie, Logan Paul being in is good for business. We'll take a look in the mirror because CM Punk is good for business. This is it's a fucking game changer. Okay. I get that people aren't happy about it, but guess what? We're going to get some really great feuds. Punk is going to be on Raw tomorrow. I'm just excited. But to say it's a bad booking decision, it's just an ignorant thing to say when it's not. Like, this is exactly what's best for business. Cody said it himself. And Triple H said, if you're not the same person you were 10 years ago, nobody fucking is. Excuse my French. So, we're going to see. Punk is going to
I
be in a much more professional environment where he's working with people who are very professional, unlike Nick and Matt Jackson, very unprofessional workers. So, and again, if Punk starts throwing shit around, he's going to get his ass handed to him real quick. So, it's different. It's different.
He's just such a toxic person, though. He has been since he came to WWE originally. Everything was always about him, like Triple H said. And so, and I don't think that's changed. I think he still feels the same way now that he did 10 years ago or whenever it was that he left. That he thinks that he should be the top star and that's the end all be all. And I still feel that he feels that. And maybe I'm wrong. But that's just the vibe that he gives off, considering.
Star,
but the top star, I don't think he should be or is.
Not in WWE.
No. Everything that happened in AEW just showed how hypocritical he is and how egotistical he is. Like, he's a clear narcissist, which makes me so sad because I love AJ Lee to death and I don't ever want to think that she's a bad person. But typically, one bad person and another bad person in a relationship, usually they're both bad people. Like, there's a lot of times where that's not the case, but a lot of times you have similar moral compasses, you have similar mentality when you're with someone. Typically, I'm not saying all, but I agree. I think his ego will get in the way. If he wants to play by their rules, I hope nothing but the best. I don't wish ill will on people. That's not my style. I still don't think it's a good decision just based off of and I'm not talking about booking. That's whatever. I don't care about that. What I care about is your people in the locker room who have worked with him, who know him, who don't like him. Like, he's clearly not someone that people want around. And the fact that Triple H and Nick Khan are ignoring that for money, that really hurts. That really hurts my soul.
I saw a lot of WWE superstars tweeting about how happy they were back. How happy they were that he was back. So I wouldn't.
But is that real? That. Is that real, or are they being told to say that? Like,
I mean, unlike AEW, where Tony Khan tells his stars to talk shit about WWE, I think WWE is again a much more professional company. You have people like Seth Rollins, some of the most professional workers in the world. For example, Seth Rollins, he don't like Matt Riddle, and they had an entire feud where Seth ended up tapping out to him. I know y'all remember that. So, very professional workers. I'm interested to see like how, because obviously we're gonna get a Seth Rollins and CM Punk feud. It's just inevitable. So it's interesting to see how that's gonna play out. When you have someone like Triple H in charge, someone who's very professional, knows what's good for business, and isn't gonna take any bull crap. Hence why they, fire people left and right. It'll be good to see. I think CM Punk will be under very strict. They're gonna have a leash around him for sure. So, I'm just excited.
All I can do is hope. I literally physically, like, I sat back.
Broken into.
I know. So, no, for some reason, people's car alarms go off all the time here. Sorry, guys. But, like, I literally sat back and was just, like, pissed off the whole time when he came out. Because I just, from a perspective of, like, imagine there was a toxic person in your workplace and then they finally left. And then all of a sudden they get rehired. Like, you feel a type of way about it. You're like, why the fuck would you do that to us? You know what I mean?
I get what you're saying, but at the same time, like, when he was in the AEW, he was not wrong about what was going on there. He was working with literal freaking children. I'm trying not to swear. And CM Punk was absolutely right. The behavior that goes on there, Tony Khan letting the little EVPs book themselves to win titles all the time, it's freaking pathetic. Triple H doesn't run that way. Triple H is like, I'm calling this and this and this. If you don't like it, go somewhere else. And I think, again, I know I keep saying this, but Punk is under much more professional leadership. People who actually know what's best and don't go and tweet about the rival company every 10 seconds. So I think this is a good thing. I really do.
Well, to answer this question, do y'all think AJ is coming with him?
I don't really
that would
care.
make it a little bit more palatable for me. It would make it more palatable for me if she did. Do I think she will? Probably not,
Yeah.
because she's with WoW. She's doing her thing.
I thought she
If you guys don't
left.
know what WoW is, it's Women of Wrestling. So I
Didn't she
don't
leave
think.
Women of Wrestling?
Did she?
Yeah, I think so. I could be wrong.
I don't know. I mean, I haven't looked into it, but
We
if
might
she
get like a
did and
Royal
she's coming back to
Rumble
WWE,
appearance.
I'm fine with
Yeah.
that. If she's not, then that is what it is. I would love for her to come back. I think she could thrive with the new talent. But yeah, I don't know. Maybe the Rumble. Maybe we'll see her.
I think we might get like one Rumble appearance, but I don't know if I don't think she's gonna come back like permanently. But you got all these amazing girls to work with now, so I'm just waiting for Jade Cargill to get her ass in the ring. I'm excited for that. Did I lose connection? Shit. Oh no, we're good. Okay. I'm still weirded out by that fire. I'm just Ken. Anywhere else I'd be a 10. Oh god. I guess Mary's having some technical difficulties while she's gone. I just think anybody who's saying it's a bad booking decision, well, this is why Triple H is a booker and you're not. So you don't know what's best for this company. I don't like Logan Paul. I think he's a terrible person. But is he bringing in a younger audience? Of course. So whatever's best for the business is what has to go or what has to happen. And if CM Punk throws his little tantrums, again, Triple H is going to be like, okay, see you, bye. This is a professional company. This is real wrestling. We don't tolerate that shit here. Get out. Okay, Mary's back. I started singing
Sorry.
I'm Just Ken because I didn't know what to do.
Yeah, my connection just like completely went away. So sorry about that. But we back. Anyway.
Yeah, anyway.
Anyway, yeah, I mean, like Triple H said, and Cody said, like, if he's going to contribute positively to the work environment, then fine. But if he is going to be a toxic person in the locker room and be on his high horse, then he can leave because
exactly.
we don't need that. We don't need that in our lives. We don't need.
But if we're
the toxic.
bringing in people like that are, if we're already have horrible people in this company. We have Logan Paul. He's a terrible person. So if y'all are happy with that, but not CM Punk, be so for real. Because last time I checked, CM Punk didn't go into the woods and film, you know what. So
I'm happy with neither. So
I'm just saying.
Like, honestly, like, I don't know. If they keep putting me through this emotional stress, I just don't know. Because, like, having Logan and now having Punk, like, people that I've openly said that I don't like, it's just, like, it just keeps piling on. And, you know, and I've been very, like, anti-corporation, like, big business lately. Like, it just seems like everything is just getting worse and worse. And so, like, I think that's where my mindset is. It's like, if you're only doing this for money rather than like improving the product, it just doesn't sit right with me. But obviously I'm not in charge. I'm not in control. I don't run a wrestling company, so I don't know what that entails and what that's like. And I feel like that's a lot of people's argument is like, oh, well, you've never ran a wrestling company, so you don't know. And it's like, I understand, but I'm telling you from a fan perspective what it looks like, and that just is what it is.
I mean, at the end of the day, I think we can both agree that the best return of the night was obviously Randy Orton, period. So,
I mean, yes.
We have Randy back. That's all that matters.
I mean, I just wish, like, that CM Punk, if he was going to debut, it should have been tomorrow on Raw.
Yeah, I was kind of thinking that. Like, imagine they just start Raw with his music. That would be badass. I'm surprised they didn't do that, but whatever. Yeah. Are they going to be in Chicago tomorrow?
I don't know. I know someone in the comments is going to Raw, but
they're not. I think they're going to be in like Illinois or Michigan or something. Oh wait, Chicago's in Illinois. Whatever.
Well,
I'm
I
excited
mean,
for Raw though. My God, we got Randy, CM Punk. It's gonna be a crazy show. I'm excited.
we'll see where it goes, but I'm gonna try to stay optimistic. I'm gonna try to stay positive. It's really hard for me because I just like am such a person where I just like it, and I wish it wasn't this way, but I do see the negatives a lot in things, and I try not to do that as much. But it's hard for me to see the positives right now. I never do. Like I'm like it just I know it's one of my flaws. It's one of my personality flaws. I never trust the process ever. Like and I'm working on it. I'm working on it, guys. But yeah,
I'm trusting Triple H. I really am. So he's pulled out some amazing stuff for us fans. He's really spoiled us. So I think we can put a little faith in him. And if it doesn't work out with Punk, we move on. We move on.
I hope Daddy Hunter knows what he's doing.
He is feeding the children.
We'll see. He's feeding some children. I don't know which children, but some of them.
I got Randy back. I'm happy.
He's feeding the greedy children. Y'all are greedy.
Yeah, we are. I love it. I love it.
Well, I would give the men's War Games match 7.5, 8 out of 10.
I was just about to say that, 7.5.
With Randy's return, I appreciated everybody doing the DDT. That was really good. Loved that. I loved the Jay and Randy hug after the match when they went off air. Appreciated
did they
that.
Oh, I didn't see that.
When Seth was popping off about CM Punk, in the back you see Jay and Randy Did he really? I didn't see that.
Yeah, as soon as the music played, because I saw a fan who was sitting behind the ring, facing towards the stage, and you can see as soon as Punk's music started playing, Seth chucks his title and is walking around what the F, and everyone else is just standing there
And then Randy opened a chair at one point and sat
Randy
down.
Just sat down, was drinking the tea, I'm here for this drama, bitch.
And I don't know if this Randy face turn is gonna be long because he has beef with almost everyone in that ring.
Yeah. So there's no more Riddle either, so that's weird.
Yeah. So we'll see what's gonna happen. Looking forward to Monday Night Raw tomorrow.
Yeah, I have not been this excited for a Raw in a long time.
Any final thoughts about Survivor Series?
W Triple H. Period. Can you imagine tomorrow on Raw, CM Punk's cutting his promo and dun 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 dun.
Whose song was that supposed to be?
The Judgment Day.
Oh.
You know how they be interrupting everybody, so that was
I didn't know you were trying to do their song right now.
Yeah, I know that impression was not very top tier, but I tried.
Well, and then Rhea flipping him off from the ring.
That was hilarious. She's she's mimicking the "It's clobbering time." She's like, Rhea gonna get that RKO eventually.
Did you see that Ryback said that he's gonna retire now that?
Yeah, and then he was like, "I only said that if he was going back to AEW." Shut up and retire.
The big crybaby.
Yeah, you old fart, you skunk. Please retire. We don't want you anymore.
Oh my gosh. Sorry, quick side note before we go off, but he is on Cameo. I was looking at Cameos the other day just because I don't know. I like to see what people's rates are and stuff. Yeah. His was I think I remember it being really high, and I'm like, sir. No, nobody's paying for a cameo from you.
No.
Anyway,
he should retire.
I really liked this pay-per-view. I thought it was very good. Yeah. I don't know where I would rank it among the pay-per-views that we've had this year. I would have to look more in depth about it. Maybe we'll do a tier list for the pay-per-views for this year.
Yeah, Triple H pay-per-view tier list. That's a good idea.
Yeah. So if you guys want that, let us know. And I hope you guys have a good rest of your Sunday. Make sure to subscribe to the podcast. Follow us on all of our social medias. They are in the description down below. What are these things that are popping up on your screen?
I'm
it must
so
be something
today.
It must be something that you guys are doing.
Oh.
Wait, does it work for me? I don't think it works for me. Rude. You have some like setting that I don't have. Anyway, make sure to follow us on TikTok, Twitter, Instagram, or X, whatever it's called. I don't know.
Twitter. We don't like Elon.
That's true, we don't. And we will see you guys next Sunday. Have a good night. Bye.
Look in my eyes. What do you see?
No.